Halloween is almost upon us, boils and ghouls, and Dark Horse is seen fit to give all you monster movie fans quite the holiday treat with the first issue of The Midnight Show. So watch on if you dare, for all manner of monsters dwell within this comic. Okay, so I'm not going to do that voice the entire review, but hey, this issue was fun, so I decided to have a little fun with the intro. So yeah, the Midnight Show is described as a combination of Monster Squad and Last Action Hero, and Colin Bunn really does deliver on that promise, though based on what happens in this book, you could also say it's a slightly more comprehensible version of Dario Argento's Demons. So, the issue starts similar to an old Hammer film, with a man and a woman in a fog trying to run for some unseen monsters, and the woman is revealed to be a vampire sire. However, we quickly learn this is actually a film being shot, and a fire starts to spread around the set. The cast and crew manage to escape, but the set, the film, and the script are destroyed in the fire. This was the movie God of Monsters, which was supposed to be the magnum opus of one Basil Saxon, who in this reality was one of the greatest horror directors of their time. But in the present, and the local Film Lovers Association of Cedar Bluffs have recovered the film, and are planning to show it for the first time in the Argent movie theater. And presenting in Gods and Monsters is Owen Oswald, also known as the legendary horror host Dr. Madness Morbid. And that's actually something I really like about this comic. Most stories like this would probably just have XPs of stuff like the Universal Monster movies or the Crypt Keeper. Instead, this feels like Bunn and Hurd and the rest of the crew who are trying to capture the spirit of horror movies, horror fandoms, and the eccentric host who would often feature these movies in their shows. Aside from the delightfully eccentric Owen, and we're quickly introduced to the rest of our cast. As there's Jason, one of the horror fans in the audience, who brought along his girlfriend Connie, and she is clearly not as into seeing a lost horror movie as he is. Next, we're introduced to Buddy and Tina, two of the Argent Theater employees, Grace, who seems to be a horror movie vlogger planning on live streaming the premiere, and another celebrity host guest, Scream Queen Abigail Jenner, who has clearly been burnt out by a lifetime of acting in slasher movies. Soon enough, Gods and Monsters starts to play in the theater. And that's where the real monster madness begins. As the movie plays, we start to see the monsters in the film begin to appear in the real world around Cedar Bluffs as that coincide with their appearance in the film. First, a young couple is attacked by a werewolf. Then, some teen boys get their youth sucked out of them by a mummy. And after that, some fishermen are attacked by this freaky Gilman-looking thing. And finally, in a closed department store, a security guard meets his end to a twisted version of Frankenstein, where it appears in Basil Saxon's filmography, the doctor is the one who put his brain inside his monster. And we cut back to premiere here, and based on some of the words of the God of Monsters version of Dracula, we might have a hint of what's happening. Abandoned, deserted, forgotten. Yes, this was a dead place. But perhaps no longer. You have brought life to these ancient halls, and for that, I am grateful. And after introducing us to the film, to the theater manager Reggie, the comic starts to wrap up with the projectionist watching the film. And this guy seems to be the personification of all those overly pedantic jerks that nitpick films far beyond the point of annoyance, claiming he would totally and easily kill a vampire if he was in the movie. Well, I guess we'll have to check back in the next issue to see if he can back up his claims. But something tells me that the Count will have the last laugh. So, that was the first issue of the Midnite Show. If you can't tell, I had a lot of fun with this comic. The creative team really feels like they're fans of stuff like the original Creep Show, especially with how vibrant and energetic the artwork is. If you're a classic horror movie fan, or even just a fan of shows like Brad Telt's Cult Movie Reviews or Long Box of the Damned, and you've been looking for like a good horror comic to sink your teeth into this Halloween, I highly recommend The Midnite Show, and I'll be covering the following 3 issues of this miniseries as they come out. And if you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you always know when I upload a new video. Until next time, have a spooky day.